Okay, You're with God, day 18. I'm actually a couple of days behind getting these things recorded, so I'm going to try to recapture my thoughts from the last couple of days. Day 18 was Thursday. Fairly active day. Let me back up for a minute. The reading was from Matthew 28. It's where Jesus is talking about, he's giving the Great Commission and giving the disciples a bunch of instructions. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations. And he finishes this off by saying, and I am with you always, even unto the end of the age. The devotional reading had to do with that thought of Christ being with us, and how is Christ with us, and what impact does it have on our daily lives. As I read it in the morning, it was one of those devotions that really didn't strike me a whole lot. Maybe it's because it's a passage that I'm very, very familiar with. I've been through a whole bunch of times. I've given a lot of thought to. But the devotional reading, the reflection, just kind of seemed a little bit dry to me. As I was saying, Thursday was a fairly active day. I had a lot of stuff going on at work. Had a lot of interruptions. Had a lot of things added onto my plate. And partway through the day, I walked out of my office just feeling a little bit overwhelmed with everything that I had to deal with, looking ahead to the coming week and everything I had to get ready for that and all the additional projects. And I walked out of my office and I was walking down the hall, and that I just took a moment to breathe, and that thought just hit me out of the blue, where Jesus says, "And I am with you always, even unto the end of the age." At the time that I read it, it really didn't seem that significant, but in that moment of being overwhelmed, being a little bit stressed, not knowing how I was going to get everything done, that thought came back to me. Jesus saying, "I'm with you always, even unto the end of the age." And it didn't change my circumstances, it didn't make anything better, it didn't mean that I had less work to do. But the stress, as I took a moment to reflect on that thought, the stress just kind of dissipated, knowing that no matter what the circumstances are, no matter how overwhelmed I felt, no matter how many other things were going on in my life, that one fact would never actually change. That Jesus is with us always, even into the end of the age. So, those were my thoughts and my reflections on day 18.